All right, I call this meeting to order. I'm the chairman pro tem. I'm sitting in for Chairman Campbell, who is not able to make it tonight. So we'll go ahead and get started. First thing we'll do is we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance, which I will lead. Stand and follow me. Please pay proper respect to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, do we have any disclosures or declaration of conflicts from any commission members? Okay. I'll look for a motion to approve the agenda order.
I motion we approve the agenda order.
Second.
Okay. Have a vote.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, carries unanimously. Review the minutes. Did everybody get a chance to look at the minutes from last month?
Yes.
Any changes or errors that we saw on it?
No.
Okay, I'll look for a motion to approve the meeting, minutes from last month.
I make the motion that we approve the minutes of the meeting for last month.
I'll second.
Okay, vote.
Aye.
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 Okay, motion carries. We'll now open up public forum. This is for anything that's not on the agenda. If anybody wants to bring anything before the Planning and Zoning Commission, please step up to the mic, limit your comments to 3 minutes, and state your name and address.
Good Chairman, 45 North Polka Road, south of
North.
North.
North Polka Road. I know the water
How long you live there?
there. 40 years.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I just wanted to express my thanks to the Planning Commission and specifically tonight to Mr. Craig Turner, who was with us last week. And we appreciate 4 years of hard service and what you've done for the community. He's been doing such a stuff to put together. The short-term rental ordinance that we have is actually being looked at by the small towns all over the state. I get phone calls probably 2 or 3 times a month from city planners and city managers and mayors from other communities around the United States wanting to know the philosophy behind it. Ordinance and how it came together. I think it's good. And I appreciate his help on that. And also the help of all the others that work so hard on it. And there are so many things that he has given to the city in the past 4 years. It's a hard job because, the only thing that the public sees is bad stuff. And the only thing that they choose to recognize on Facebook is the bad stuff, and usually the bad stuff is fictional. But we have to put up with it. So thank you, Greg, for 4 hard years of doing service. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Anybody else care to? Public forum?
I motion that we close the public forum.
I'll second.
Okay, vote.
Aye.
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 All right. Carries unanimously. So as far as the reports, Chairman Campbell sent me some notes to read for his report. And It's as follows. The November City Council meeting did not have anything from the Planning Commission on its agenda. Next week, City Council will have 2 nightly rentals, the McCalls and Lundells, which were addressed last month in this meeting. The zone change and the conceptual MPDO for Firelight, and the new MPDO density calculations. They did complete a phone vote for when the chairperson is elected ordinance, so that we can complete that in our meeting tonight. That's something we'll be working on the agenda later. And those are Joy's comments. Either commissioners have any comments? Nor do I. I'll move down. City Councilman Chase.
Nothing I know that at the last city council meeting, Dan Catton presented some thoughts on the conceptual planning, and so those are in consideration right now.
Okay, and that is for Firelight?
But
Okay.
Joey wanted me to read this under the report section.
Okay.
And he said, I would like to thank Greg Turner for being an outstanding commissioner and dedicating 4 years to the planning commission. Greg has been a great wealth of knowledge and a solid presence in the commission. We will miss having your input. He said, we look forward to seeing you on the council. Joking, but he said, thank you again, and thank you from the city, from Tokerville City. So he just wanted to make sure that he also thanked you.
Thank you very much.
That is natural step, you know.
No, I made that connection.
You will.
Okay, we'll move in the business item portion and item F. And so let me find the right place on the computer. Okay, the first thing on the agenda is item F1, annual renewal of a home occupation permit for a yard care / landscaping business located at 604 South Westfield Road. Applicant is Joseph Campbell. I think we can combine 1 and 2 here. The other item is annual renewal of a home occupation permit for a home-based business located at 345 West Old Church Road. Applicant Lonnie Christensen. Ruth, I didn't see anything in the SharePoint as far as complaints. Do you know of any complaints on either of those? Any discussion or concerns on either of those renewals? Okay. I'll look for a motion then for items F1 and F2.
I motion that we approve items 1 and 2, business items 1 and 2.
I'll second that.
Okay, look for a vote.
Aye.
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 Motion carries unanimously. Items F1 and F2. Okay, item F3 is discussion of possible approval of a building and occupancy permit for a 24-bed residential youth treatment facility located at 652 North Toker Boulevard. Applicant is Kiva Ponte Treatment Center with Brian Pacer. Brian Pacer tonight. Brian, would you like to make any comments on that?
Sure.
Yeah, Brian Pace, just appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come here. You're familiar with the property there at Shady Lane. It's the Prince's that they've closed their business, and we just like to take it over and do the exact same thing, just under the name of Keep a Point. And so, happy to do that. And been in the treatment business for about 25 years, and so currently a therapist and do a lot of outpatient and mental health work. So if you have questions for me or anything, I don't know exactly what you would want or want to hear from me, but open for any questions or thoughts, comments.
The only thing I saw on this was a food handler's permit, and what was the other one? Oh, the fire department permit. Looks like those are still from Ash Creek and not from Kiva.
Correct. We haven't had the health or fire come in. They've had it just recently for the state inspection, but once we take over, then we'd have the fire and health come in, and DHS would come in and under our name, Keep a Point. So it's been, the reason that I put those in there is because it has been approved, and it's compliant with the facilities. It just now have to be compliant with the new ownership. So it meets the code for fire, health, but now it needs a switch of name and reinspection but those are the most recent ones that they've had. So,
Okay. Commissioners get a chance to read through this.
I did.
Any comments or concerns, questions?
I have one question. And maybe it's, I don't know. My question is if a plan or whatever it is that you do, so if the previous owners had runners fairly frequently, and then they're creating mischief in town, do you have a definitive plan to try to keep that at least to a very minimal or notifying the public when there is a runner so that people can then be looking out for that type of thing?
yeah, we have a run team. I've been doing this for about 30 years. So a run team doesn't mean that it, eliminates it's going to happen, the elopement. So with our camera system and our system that we do, if somebody elopes, we immediately notify the local law enforcement. We send out a run team. We notify the neighbors. We print out the picture. We have our home base. We print it out. We post it. We want everybody to know because it's a safety risk for everybody. So we don't keep it under our hat. We notify the parents, because the kids can get a phone and call their parents and they thought they were in treatment and they're out on the run. So we have a nice run team that responds. It does happen. Being in the business, our last run in the treatment center that I ran was 4 years ago. Before that, when I took over treatment centers, the one that I took over, they were running frequently. Probably, I think it was about 3 or 4 a month, which was stressful for me. So we stopped that, and we didn't have a run for about 10 years. And so we really post up and train our staff. But we do realize that it can happen. If we go out in the public, we make sure that it's through a treatment team approval of who's at risk, who's not, and they stay on campus. I make a little, I call it, cliff notes for dummies for residential treatment. You stand here, which mitigates kind of the risk and reduces it because you're in the right spot, all the exits and entries. But yeah, we notify when they're out, and we know exactly what time they leave because of the camera and whatnot. And so we notify local law enforcement. We don't want to, be a burden on them. So we have extra staff. We go more than the state requires as far as supervision goes. We always go one more, if that makes sense, just for our own program philosophy, just because we know the risk of, I'd rather pay one more staff for safety than something crazy happen on the outside. So we'll pay 1 or 2 more extra staff if we need to for supervision, for those safety reasons for the community and staff and students. So I don't know if that.
Yeah, thank you.
One concern I did have is that this is not on a conditional use permit, or Ash Creek was not on a conditional use permit. A conditional use permit would transfer, basically stay with the property and the business and go from one to the other. But this is not on they were not on a conditional use permit. And so I'm not sure that we have the right paperwork or the right application process in now to recommend approval or push this on to the city council tonight. I'm not saying we're against it by any means.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know that we have a full application in yet to make that recommendation to move forward.
Okay. Is that what application is that? I was just told to fill out a city license. Is there a different application for that? Or?
What I'm seeing is all basically Ash Creek transferred over in the folder here.
Oh, as far as the business application with our name and everything, or is there?
Occupancy permits for residential treatment facilities are not like conditional use permits. They don't run with the land and transfer when ownership transfers. So I'm not sure. Maybe I can get a little help there.
One of the questions, we actually said this to the city attorney, just to make sure that you were on the right page here. He had some questions about the uses that Ash Creek had versus some of the uses that you were expressing that you wanted, specifically equine therapy, but that was not ever approved for Ash Creek. So we don't have anything for that. So that's that would fall under a different that review, so we need to do that. So kind of going along with what he's saying, that it's not that the city doesn't want to approve it or doesn't want to push it forward. We just need more time to review it and make sure that we have the right applications for the right things. If it was just going to be a name transfer, that would be a little bit different than if there's going to be an actual different use at the property than what Ash Creek has been doing or what they were approved to do. So the staff recommendation also would be to just take some more time and review it and make sure that we have the right forms for the right uses of what's going to be done there. So,
I think the city council also will be asking that question, what type of therapies will we use, how is it different than what's been used in the past, and what type of profile of student that would be looking for in the different categories of recruitment that would detect the type of trouble, or the type of level of trouble that a student will be involved in. So those would be good answers. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that right now.
Yeah, sure. I guess my understanding was Ash Creek did do equine therapy, but I guess they did not on the property. I know they had horses there and did that, but I don't know.
I think that maybe the original permit didn't
Okay.
cover that. They may have done it, but
I think they've done it, but-
outside of the
Okay.
permitted use.
All right. So there's a different application for that if we're doing the equine therapy.
Inclusive.
It's on the other plan. If it is, then keeping livestock, that's going to be.
I think it's zoned ag, but I'm not positive.
It's zoned ag. It says ag is what it says, yeah.
There's,
Conditional use permit, but not necessary. Not so sure the business itself.
right, and these questions that are coming up, that's why we're saying it's
Need a
not
little
that
more
we're
time.
against it, it's not that we're, but we need more time to review it, to make sure that we're also not requiring things that maybe aren't required. We just need to make sure that what we're actually doing is what we should be doing, rather than doing that. So we just need more time to review it, this staff recommendation and also Attorney Snell's before pushing it through.
there was also a question about receiving all the state docs, the site plan. Did you receive that?
Have you received all the site plans?
Have you received all the paperwork and documents you need? Mr. Pace?
That's something that needs to be reviewed by the zoning official. That's what we're saying. We just don't have enough. We haven't had enough time to review it and to actually make that.
Determination.
Is there, I mean, this will be coming up before the city council until January,
Mhm.
as it is. Is there a possibility we can get that research done and maybe pass it off to continue to conditions permit issues or something from the city council? Or,
Well, I just know after speaking with Attorney Snow and just making sure that where the uses are going to be different than what the others were, we need to actually make sure that we have all of the right information before pushing it through to city council. So the staff recommendation stays the same, that we don't push it through to city council until we actually review. Some of the documents came in at a very late hour, they haven't been reviewed, I just don't. So the staff recommendation stays the same. I obviously can't control what the planning commission does, but that's the staff recommendation. This is reviewed.
So as far as services go, I mean, it's going to be the same type of services that Ash Creek, same type of profile, student profile, early childhood trauma, was, a little bit of Asperger's, a little autism on the spectrum there. That comes with anxiety and depression. Some attachment. We will run TBRI. We'll run a lot of attachment therapy is what we've done. That's what we're kind of known for. So with the animal assisted therapy, that helps the equine piece, or with even a dog. We've done dogs and horses as well. That kind of helps build that relationship and attachment. So that's why we would use the equine therapies for that.
I have one other concern that I just remembered. Does this only include the property on the north side, or does it also include the Westfield property?
Does not include the Westfield. I believe that's somebody else's.
Okay,
Yeah, that's not us.
all right. Any other questions for Mr. Pace? Okay, thank you.
So what do you just need to review it, or what do you need from me so I know going forward? Is there an application?
Yeah, we just need time to actually see what Ash Creek was actually approved in uses, and if they do have equine therapy, if they are approved to do that, and what your actual application looks like, and just compare the two and do it. It's not, yeah, we just want to make sure that either that we're not requiring things immediately going into, or that, or we are requiring the right
City
things.
council meeting. I don't know.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, is there any public comment on this application?
I have a question. Is this facility utilized anywhere else in Southern Utah? Like, do you have other buildings and other treatment centers?
Do I currently?
Yeah.
We manage the program called the Renewal Branch.
In Enid?
Yeah.
And that's the only other facility?
Correct.
Any other public comment? Okay, need a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I second it.
All right, take a vote.
Aye.
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 Okay, public hearing's closed. Any further comments, recommendations on this? Okay. All right, I think we're gonna table that until next, till further information. Don't need a motion on that, do we? Need a motion to table? Okay,
Go ahead.
I motion that we table this discussion until next month.
I'll second.
all right, take a vote.
Aye.
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 All right, motion carries. Okay, the next item, F4, is discussion and possible appointment of Planning Commission Chair for 2022. And I have somewhere, I'll still be on my computer here. Commissioner, or Chairman Campbell stated that he is willing to, so what we're looking to do tonight is to appoint the chairman for 2022 and the chairman pro tem. Commissioner Campbell stated that he was willing to serve another year if he was appointed, but he's also happy to just serve as a council member, sorry, not a council member, a commissioner, if that's the way it goes. So I'll look for any appointments or any recommendations. I guess a motion on, yeah, it'd be a motion for chairman, and it can be anybody on the present commission.
I make a motion that we retain Joey as the chairman next year.
I'll second that one.
It's kind of, we're a little bit limited here with only,
Yes, we are.
only 3 of us here tonight. Yeah, we have a motion and a second, so we need to take a vote, so.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Item F5 is a discussion of possible appointment of Planning Commission Pro Tem for 2022.
Since you're not going to be here.
No, I'm
Well,
not.
we're alternates.
So we have Gary Tomsick, we have Sean Huntsman, and we have Jason. And I think the pro tem is going to have to come from that pool.
Yeah.
I don't think it come from the assistants.
Jason and Gary probably have been on the commission longer than what's
And
his
Sean?
name? Than Sean. Wasn't Sean just an alternate that just got moved up?
He's been on, I think, yeah, maybe 4 or 5 months even. He's been on for a little bit.
Yeah.
And those I,
Okay. Well, in that case, I would make a motion that Sean Huntsman is pro tem. That would be my suggestion. Motion.
I'm okay.
Any
I'd
other
second
motion?
that.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. Take a vote.
Aye.
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 Okay, so item F5, Sean Huntsman will be the planning commission pro tem.
I have a question. You're leaving, well, this is your last meeting, do you want to wait for evidence? Or should we choose that January? But one of them is gonna have to wait.
So I would argue against that if it was a chairman, because that would possibly be going into January without a chairman for the meeting. But since we put Joey in as, or since we made the motion and approved the motion to put, yeah, he could go ahead and handle that next month if he wanted to. However, we had a motion and a second and taken a vote, so.
Yeah, we're actually, it's all in line.
Renewal is the first option.
So, we'll get that.
Full time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how does that work with the motion? We just,
Well, you don't need a motion, it's not on the agenda. So,
No, it
Doesn't change
isn't.
anything.
this is the manual.
Yeah, it's not something that the commission takes action on. The alternate is appointed.
no, I'm not talking about the, no, I'm talking about the pro tem.
Oh, yeah, you guys, that's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, which we've done already and,
Done.
yeah. So, yeah, we could have delayed that till next month in hindsight, but we've already taken it. So it'll be Sean.
There you go.
Lucky Sean.
If Joey can't make it, that's fine. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Move on to item F6, discussion on zone change application submitted by Firelight Development. Item A is a public hearing. Public input sought on a zone change application submitted by Firelight Development for tax ID T-3295-A-1 and T as in Tango 3295-B. Current zoning is MU20, multiple use. Proposed zoning is R-1-20, single family residential. And it'll be limited 3 minutes per person. Please speak in the microphone, state full name and address.
Dan Catlin, 821 South Peachtree Drive. I would suggest that they recommend that. It just takes their property to what the rest of their site is, to R120. So that's it.
Any other public comment? Okay, accept the motion to close the public comment portion.
I motion we close the public comment section.
Public hearing, thank you,
Public
sorry.
hearing, Thank you.
I'll
Or on
second
the discussion, business item 6,
I'll second that.
6A,
6A, yeah.
okay. Take a vote.
Aye.
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 Okay. Any discussion on Firelight? Mr. Liu, do you have anything to present beyond what was there last month? All right. Any discussion or concerns about this going to R120? So I would like to run through, there's 9 criteria for every zone change. Standards of review or standards for review. I'd like to go through them individually just to make sure we cover everything and nothing has been overlooked. So item 1, the zone change shall address a recognized and demonstrated need in the community. Item 2, the zone will be compatible with the character of the neighborhood and surrounding structures in use, scale, mass, and circulation. Number 3, the change will not result in an over-intensive use of the land or excessive depletion of natural resources. Number 4, the zone change will not have a material adverse effect on community capital improvement programs. Number 5, it will not require a level of community facilities and services greater than that which is available. Number 6, it will not result in undue traffic congestion and traffic hazards. Number 7, it will not cause significant air, odor, water, light, or noise pollution. Number 8, it will not otherwise be detrimental to the health, safety, or welfare of the present or future inhabitants of the city. And number 9, it will meet the requirements of the general plan. Okay, as went through those 9 items, anything stick out that? Okay,
No.
I'll accept the motion.
I'll make a motion that we make the recommendation to the city council that we change, the zoning be changed from MU20 to R120.
I second it.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. Take a vote.
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, that closes the business item section. We'll move in discussion items, and we're going to be limited tonight on this. Item G1 is a discussion on 10-22 sign regulations. This is being headed up by
Gary.
Commissioner Gary Tomsick, and he's not here tonight, so I'm not sure we have the information or any changes to move on that. So I think we should table that until next month when Gary's back. And item 2, any problem tabling that or any discussion? Okay, item 2 is a discussion on possible future rezone overlay. There again, that's Commissioner Grigla, who's not here tonight. And I looked, what I saw in the SharePoint, I didn't see anything different from what was there last month.
I didn't.
And so I believe we need to wait for him to come back. So I'd recommend tabling this item as well until Commissioner Grigla is back next month. Concerns with tabling it?
No.
None.
And the third item is discussion on adopting smaller lot residential zoning. This is Commissioner Huntsman who's heading this up. He did provide a document with the, what kind of a recommendation, what he's looking at on the smaller lots, the R110, 10,000 foot square lots. Did you guys both get a chance to look at that?
I didn't see that one.
Get back to it. Here we go. I don't know if he just reworded some of the things on a R112 lot by just changing it to 10. It's
Was
also on the
that
screens
big?
up there. So we changed it to R110, 10,000 square feet. And that's really the only changes. The setbacks, I don't know if those are the same as the R112.
It looks like the red was changed.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. He may have pulled this from another city. I don't know where he got this from. Could be. It looks pretty familiar. There any concerns with this feedback we could provide to Commissioner Huntsman?
My only question on this is the setback for the secondary building is the side and the rear setback is half of what the primary building is. And then if the purpose of setbacks is for access in an emergency or something, I don't understand why the secondary building would be less than. And maybe that's just a standard thing that you do, but that was my only question on it.
I don't have an answer for you.
So maybe we discuss this one.
Discuss it when Sean's here and
Yeah.
the rest of the commission's here.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't
Okay.
think this table this.
Yeah, I think this needs to be tabled as well. All right. It's like it's gonna be a quick meeting tonight. In fact, the clock hasn't moved. It's still 8:20.
Before we adjourn, can I just actually read item F3? This is actually Joey, that was just messaged me, and he's doing a meeting, but he actually asked if item F3 could be moved to a draft format for the next meeting.
So,
F3 or G3?
no, F3.
F3. Oh, I'm sorry, F6, sorry. Not the, sorry.
Oh, yeah, the Firelight.
Draft format, sorry. I'm still losing.
What does that require of us?
messaged me about it. He said, sorry. I meant G3. He cannot type. He's sick. He should not be texting. G3. I said, this doesn't make sense. I said, are you sure? He sent me again, and then he said, sorry.
Okay, so he's looking for a
G3,
draft
he said that
format.
3 times, G3.
So he's looking for a draft format to go
Yes,
to,
for Smaller residential.
Who wants me to send that?
yeah, okay.
Okay.
I guess, yeah, I don't know why it can't if there's no concerns with the way it's written here. There was a question about the secondary offset, but you know, that's the same as it is on R112 apparently.
We were ready to public hearing on that. If you want to discuss it again for you.
Doesn't it need to go to a public hearing?
Yes.
Does it?
It's entitled to that's sort of public hearing.
Of course.
You can have a public hearing, but if you change it significantly, you have to have another public hearing before you send it to the council.
Which we don't want
So
to
you
do.
can do that, or you can talk about it again next month, get it squared away and then do a public hearing. But you-
So is there immediate need for,
You can address all issues as a draft.
for no public hearing.
I mean, I'm not opposed to this, the way this is written. I was just questioning why. But, I mean, if that's just how they are.
I'm just wondering if, you know, is there an immediate need for an R110? I could see it in the future, but
That's
is the
what I
need,
was
is the need right there? Is it pending? Are we aware of any requests for R110? I'd just soon
Discuss it next month.
discuss it next month at full commission. No, not very hard. I mean, there's only a few areas in town that are R112, so. Yeah, I'd stick with tabling. Okay. All right. So from, motion to adjourn,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
take a vote.
aye.
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 Meeting's adjourned at 6:36.
Wow. Is that